Welcome mates, I'm BloodThirstyLord by Incoming Lordy, and today we're back on Gotham Knights, highlighting our level 40 legendary Robin builds and how it works in the gameplay, the tips and tricks that you need to know, and how to utilize the best skills, attributes, gear, abilities for the character in general. We'll highlight that within this video. Make sure to click the subscribe button and also the bell notification button with all notifications on to keep up to date, and also press that join button to become a member on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Oh, there's boss! Shrek's here! The Shrek guy! I call him Shrek. Look at him! Frost. Oh my god, dead. Legendary. Ranged weapon, remember that? I'm busted. Look at this, the talent's rubbish. Gladiator variant being the best variant in the game. See you later, sucker.
I don't suppose they just want to talk.
3k damage, nice. On a tank guy like this is actually kind of crazy. Nice, caught you. Caught you, you're the one who wants to be killed. Now I got the other one too. Dead, see you later. Broken. Absolutely broken. Love the kit. Love the kit. Love the kit. I made the best build. So we just achieved legendary status on our Robin by getting legendary gear in all categories that we needed, alongside our power level being 10,000. No people have even increased to this power level. I'm at 10,000, nearly up to 11,000. I'm pretty much sure I'm the best player in Gotham Knights at this current time. But I want to teach you mates how to utilize your characters, and in this video Robin, and how to become strong with your own character. Let's go through it. So let's start with it. Our suit is at 3,000 power limit. And with that, we have concussion resistance. Our melee option has 4,000 power limit with concussive aspects, so I'm able to stun enemies with that. And our range component has a level of 3,000 power level, and it also has ice benefits. All the weapons and gear and melee stance, range stance, and suit, all level 40, as you see. With high level mods being level 40, as you see through these aspects here. Level 40 mods for each category, alongside having legendary mods, and also fox mods, which give us resistance, and epic mods, depending on what we have. So there's a lot of things that go into this kit to make it actually strong. And you see on the right side of the screen, we have a base stat of everything, highlighting the power, 10,800, health, 3,500, defense, 4,300, melee, 710 damage, with a chance of crit chance of 20%. And also when we do crit, we have 250 damage increase. Same with range, 318 damage, 20 crit chance, and 163 crit damage chance as well. So it's kind of nuts how strong this character can get. And also the elements that we have that provide concussion towards enemies, but also freezes them, it becomes very easy to isolate targets and destroy them. We have modifiers on all these weapons, and there's a lot of modifiers, especially this legendary weapon here, which has a 4 stack of legendary benefits. As you see, 4 modifiers on it with a greater 2. Gets a bit of crit chance, crit damage. It gives me everything I need for my kit. So these elements here you can get a late game. It makes your character much stronger, and there's a sense of understanding that you need to have. And with every legendary in the game, there's a benefit which provides you a conditional state. This only activates when certain things occur in the game. In majority of the cases, some of it is passive, as you can see here. Momentum generation, having 3%, so I got 3% increased generation from the 100% due to the fact some of the components in our kit. From there, we have a suit, counter-strike protection. Knocking out an enemy with a perfect attack cancels the damage taken on the next attack, so I don't take damage from the next attack if I do a perfect attack, so that's perfect invade into attack straight away. We also have revive mechanics that help out. Ultimate power, if I use my ultimate power with Robin, I also get increased damage for a short amount of time. Melee benefits, if I stun someone or knock someone out, I get double element effect, which means I can stun more often with the concussion. There's a lot of mechanics that I play that make it really fun. And knocking out enemy also increases my crit damage for a short duration. It's insane. And with range, I have the exact same thing for element effect build-up, which means my effect build-up of freeze can actually be really, really quickly done with my class. And also, Robin being in the game has the best form of combat in melee, alongside the benefits of having so much elemental damage due to the fact of how fast he does hit with his character playstyle. It is really fun. Let's double check the other aspects in the kit, which are the mods. Obviously, you can put whatever mods you have. Obviously, you have legendary heroic mods at level 40. Those are what you need. And usually it will end up being crit chance, equipped, effective element build up as well. Depending on what you need on your weapons, there's always a happy medium. Make sure to test it out and see what you want. Right now with my mods, I do have a couple things on it. We double check quickly with our suits. We have increased health, Foxmon armor and reinforced, Foxmon concussive reinforcer, pretty much keep providing more armor, resistance, and health overall. And then we also have our mod sheets for melee aspects, which give us increased damage through crit damage, 3 of them, and also 1 element effect build-up. Then our range, we have 2 element effect build-ups and crit damage. The goal is to use this for more to stun enemies, more than actual damage output, so that's my goal there. But I still have a bit of damage out of that aspect too, so it's pretty good for that aspect. And then from there, we move on to abilities, the skills. Being at level 40, I do have more ability points than everybody else, But you can also have the same build pathways at level 30. We'll explain what you need to go. So you start off with Perfect Invade. Every time you invade, you gain momentum and also allowing you to go to Perfect Attack, Dodge, Throw, whatever it may be right after it. Then you want the critical damage increase of 20% on this skill here. Then you also want this. When attacked, Robin's decoy inflicts a large amount of elemental effect damage on attacking enemy. This is really great overall because if someone hits it, they usually will get frozen, take toxic benefits, whatever it may be, based on your element that you have on your weapon. Alongside that, we have Robin deals 20% more damage when attacking enemies from behind. So there's a component of actually trying to target enemy from stealth or enemy from behind with your benefits to do increased damage. Increase Robin's chance of landing a critical hit by 10%. Perfect, means more crit damage, more benefits. It really works well with his kit, alongside his momentum abilities, which we'll talk about as well, being his ultimate ability. The Robin has a decoy mechanic that also explodes, leaving behind the same effect that it had in the original instance. So just being one explosion, now it's an explosion with the instance recurring at the location, which means if anyone steps into it again, or re-enters that same area, they'll take the same damage aspect or elemental build-up once again, which is very good for any type of build that has elemental build-up involved. And the last part of the Slugger skill tree is Robin critical damage and chance of landing a critical hit increased by 20% on targets with that active elemental effect. So now you see the benefit of having elemental and having a bit of crit in the same kit. The reason why, you gain damage passively through these perks in his skill tree. So Slugger is a great skill tree to upgrade, and it's quite useful in gameplay overall. Then we move on to the next skill tree, being Shadow. And there's a couple abilities here. You can pick and choose what you want. Obviously, I've chosen the things that I think are the most beneficial, so you can copy my build if you want to do so as well. This build allows Robin to produce no sound when running or moving around the area. Does not apply to actual complete sprinting, so keep that in mind. And then also, Robin can perform stealth takedowns or just takedowns in general, much more easier on his class against bigger bosses or mini bosses. You can also have this perk. You don't need to get it, but it also connects to other things, so it's your choice. This is above level 30. I wouldn't go for it at early levels, but you got Vantage takedowns, old school Arkham style takedowns, really nice. Robin is harder to spot and enemies take longer to notice him is another perk I considered, but you don't need to. At level 30, maybe you wouldn't even consider this skill tree at all, except to that point there. That's all you need, because it helps with just clearing rooms pretty darn quickly, especially in stealth. And then we move on to the Tinkerer skill tree, which is very fun and interesting, so let's talk about it. Elemental effect build-up inflicted by Robin is increased by 25% faster. Perfect. In precision aim, Robin's pellets can now stick to surfaces, creating a temporary mine. Essentially, if anything gets close to it, it will explode. This is very good for elemental build-up as well. And you don't need to have the full skill tree, which is this perk here. Don't go for this. The damage itself isn't the most important part, it's about the elemental build-up effect, so keep that in mind. Then from here, Robin can place up to 3 of those sticky pellets, so 3 mines, and you can see you can start stacking the poison damage pretty darn quickly. This can be done for freeze and any other element of the game. Robin gets elemental effect resistance increased by 40%, perfect, so he pretty much becomes more durable. Another perk he has is when Robin deals elemental damage, he gains a 5% chance of dealing additional elemental damage in an area. Elemental bursts also reduce enemies' elemental effect resistance by 50% for 10 seconds. Essentially, these are area effect booms of elemental, and this is something that should be mostly got in every build. If you're under level 30, aim for this. If you're above 30, you must have this. If you don't have this, it just seems like a ridiculous thing to do, and you pretty much stagger yourself in progression or pretty much wave clearing in general. It does a lot with elemental build-up, and it works really well in massive horde-like areas, so it's perfect. And the last part is elemental effects inflicted by Robin last twice as long. So this can be done on poison, frost, concussions. They get staggered for so long, and it's unbelievable. It really works well with the slingshot, so keep that in mind. And then his last part is his Knighthood. After you complete your Knighthood challenges, you're able to get abilities like this when you're able to teleport. The teleport allows you to actually go down and actually move around the map, but also target enemies from above. So you can do stealth takedowns, ambush takedowns from the state, from above if the enemies haven't noticed you prior to that. While also performing a takedown increase Robin's damage, critical chance, defense, and elemental build up by 15 seconds. And this connects back to the rest of the kit. You got a bit of crit chance, elemental build, and just defensive capabilities overall. It makes you durable, makes you effective, and it helps with any type of fights in this game. Passively, this just makes sense. And in every fight that you enter, this will activate no matter what, because you will enter with a takedown, being stealth or ambush, it will still activate this ability. And the next skill is Robin's aerial attacks are followed by a small smoke of cloud, which is essentially a way for him to re-enter stealth or take away aggression from his character. It works pretty much every time you enter through an aerial state. Robin's microbot's ability cooldown is reduced by 20%. This ability is essentially his ultimate ability, or one of them. He's able to place it and then essentially swarms enemies and places fire aspects towards those enemies. It's really nice and it helps quite well in majority situations. So it's a must-have ability and you must use it and get these benefits as well. The 20% maybe you don't need at level 30. Above level 30, go for it. Another aspect is increase the number of attacks Robin melee and range combos by. One, the last melee hit is a knockdown. This works in majority characters. I think every character has a combo extender, which leads to a knockdown of some sort. So just get it. It just helps out overall and it creates stagger opportunities where you can knock down someone and keep following up with attacks, a fury attacks right after it. Robin opens a small portal and pulls the enemy through it to perform a takedown, which is a very fun mechanic. It's kind of underused, but essentially you have to scan with your AR mode and press Y while aiming at someone. You'll be able to pull them towards you and get a free kill. And I believe sometimes it actually doesn't affect other players that are there. Players will still be undetected of your status as you're killing one of their members by taking them in the portal. And the last part is Robin improved the particle accelerator in the microbots core engine. He can now use 5 microbots instead of 3. I believe this was 6. Maybe got nerfed, but now it's 3. Either way, it's just great. Good for wave clearing, helps with everything. 100% a go-to ability. And then we move on to his abilities. He has Warp Hit Shot, a great ability pretty much to re-engage, and also it affects your range capabilities. So if you have a range aspect of elements, it will actually activate this from afar and you zip towards them and teleport and engage on that target. Also acts as a guard break. Also Robin's next ability being the spin to win aspect of his kit, he's able to deflect damage and also inflict damage at the same time. And since he's using his staff, it also inflicts elemental damage. Really cool, great way to enter in any fight and also interrupt enemy targets from hitting you, while providing a partial area effect at the same time. And then Robin has a decoy mechanic, which we showcased kind of before through his skill tree, which is able to distract enemies and also allow for aggression towards that instead of himself. Pretty cool. Works better against melee compared to range because of all the follow-ups in his skill tree that allow for better aspects of his kit. Then we have the cloak ability. This is, honestly, don't use it. Just don't use it. Trash. Then we have the swarm ability, which I talked about, from 3 microbots that is able to latch onto enemies, doing a small amount of damage, and then followed up by explosion. Also has fear inducing capabilities as well. And then we move on to the wraith ability. This ability is unlocked after completing the game at Knighthood, and also going for another challenge, which unlocks your final state, your final ability. And this ability goes into an aspect of going to some type of smoke, but also making a wraith of some sort, which increases fear levels to any opponents in the area, which makes them flee. And also in that state, you also have a crit chance, a 15% increase, and crit damage as well for 15 seconds. It's kind of crazy because it works well with our skills, since one of our gear aspects, gear conditions, is if we use the ultimate ability, we also gain 50% more damage for that 15 seconds, which works with this ability as well. So it's just kind of crazy how things just stack on really quickly. Then we also have the swing ability. This is honestly not a go-to. Too many points used for this and not much of effect. So don't bother using it. It's alright, not the best. And the last ability, which is kind of god tier because it's based on his range capabilities, he's able to launch a combustive pellet that explodes into fireworks, inflicting damage or above, so pretty much raining damage. And this can be area effect and damage all the time. So you can actually have elemental benefit on top of it, and it just pretty much does everything you ever need. Takes 2 bars, but it's well worth it and works quite well with the rest of the kit. So those are the capabilities of the character at level 40 with the max gear level, as you see. And it's kind of crazy how much you can go into depth with your kit and see what level you can get to. But I believe this is one of the best kits currently and the highest level kits I've ever seen. So that's something to keep in mind. There's no one else higher at this point. We've reached pretty much the pinnacle of what the game has to offer. And I'm ready for the next content, being Heroic Assault. I'm waiting for that content. When that comes out, I'll be jumping onto it and continuing and highlighting the gameplay as well. Let's try and jump into one of the actual environments here and showcase how strong this is. We'll most likely have snippets as well of some other gameplay from the channel, highlighting what is actually occurring with this character from early stream, because we did stream this, the whole progression to max out this character to the perfect legendary status. Now we have enemies over here. Let's double check what we can do here. We have a bonus challenge. We don't have to go for it. Pretty much maxed out. So you can play into stealth or go into damage. Instantly dead already. A single touch. Watch all the enemies try to rush me in, and I can pretty much deal with them completely. Even though they have concussive resistance, I can still be able to beat them in majority ways. And the reason why, I can go like this, dodge, put my ability down, I get iframes. Nice. Get out of iframes. Go to full combo. Guard break and allow for instant concussive stuns towards everybody in the area. If I take damage, honestly, it does affect me. Got another kill. Go for another. Everyone's in constant elemental damage, and I'm getting concussive benefits like that. The whole room is clear. In less than 10 seconds, I killed everybody in this whole room. So the benefits you gain with these characters, especially the way I'm building them. We also had a Red Hood build earlier, so make sure to check that out. And also now with the benefits of Robin as well. So we've mastered 2 classes already out of the 4. We'll be highlighting batgirl and also Nightwing in the future. And I just think these classes are kind of dirty in the way you can build them, and they get really, really strong. So I feel like I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and I know many of the mates are. We do live stream all our progress on YouTube, so make sure to check it out, YouTube and Twitch. So keep that in mind. So you want to be a part of the community and be a part of the experience of us maxing out our characters, be there. And it should be kind of fun because you get to learn a lot about the game and what it has to offer at in-game content, at late game. What happens at the very end of after completing New Game Plus, and also finish the game twice in general. It's kind of cool. It's really fun times, and the community is amazing. That is why Robin is such a great kit. He just has a lot of things going for him. He's able to engage, disengage, go for massive elemental damage, high damage numbers. Sometimes the damage numbers go up to around 10,000 or 13,000, depending if you enter your fear state. Back to my ability, you can see it. The fear state It's kind of crazy looking. I love the way it looks. And honestly makes Robin a god tier character. So much potential comes out of this character, especially at late game. But early game, it's a very fun character. So if you want to pick him up, you can do so. And at late game, you're going to enjoy it much, much more. That's for sure. But mates, tell me your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Robin and our gameplay and our build today? And also, what do you think about Robin in general? Do you like the character? Do you hate it? I'd love to know. And also, what about the build? Do you like the build? Should we make more builds like this on other characters in the game or other high-level gameplays at level 40? I'd love to know in the comment section down below. As always, mates, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we go through this, and I'll catch you, mates, next time. Bye. Road to 200k subscribers. Let's get it, mates.